I, 31 male, worked 2 jobs for 3 years to build up a $35,000 house down payment fund. My fiancée, Sarah, 29 female, and I were engaged to be married in 6 months, and our plan was to purchase our first home immediately after the wedding. We kept our savings in a high-yield savings account that required both our signatures for major external transfers, but had individual electronic access for convenience. Sarah's younger sister, Chloe, 24 female, got engaged to a guy from a wealthy family. Sarah's parents couldn't afford a lavish wedding, but Chloe insisted on having a $60,000 destination event at a luxury resort to match her in-laws' expectations. 3 months before Chloe's wedding, I logged into our bank portal to check our interest earnings. To my absolute horror, the joint savings account balance read $1,200. Over $33,000 were completely gone. I immediately called the bank, assuming we were victims of identity theft. The bank representative informed me that the funds had been transferred in 3 separate installments over the past month directly into Sarah's personal checking account. When I confronted Sarah at home, she broke down crying. She admitted she had transferred the money to give to her sister and parents to pay off the remaining balance for Chloe's wedding venue, catering, and dress. Her excuse: Chloe was crying every day because my parents couldn't afford her dream wedding. You and I have stable jobs, so we can just work hard and save the money back over the next few years. Family comes first. She hadn't asked me because she knew I would say no. She unilaterally stole 3 years of my manual labor and sacrifices to fund her sister's one-day party. When I told her she needed to demand the money back from her parents and sister immediately, she refused, saying it would humiliate her family in front of the in-laws. I gave Sarah an ultimatum. Either her family signed a legally binding promissory note to repay every single cent within 30 days, or I was canceling the engagement and taking legal action. Sarah's parents called me heartless and selfish, accusing me of putting a price tag on family love. Chloe even texted me saying I was ruining her special moment. I didn't wait. I hired a lawyer and filed a civil lawsuit against Sarah for conversion of funds and breach of fiduciary duty because the funds were deposited from my personal paychecks over 3 years into this account. My attorney had a rock-solid case. When Chloe's wealthy father-in-law discovered that his daughter-in-law's family had funded the wedding using stolen house savings and that a civil lawsuit was pending, he was appalled. To avoid a public scandal that would ruin his family's reputation, the father-in-law personally wired me the full $33,800 to drop the lawsuit against Sarah. I ended the engagement and used the returned $33,800 plus my own remaining savings to buy a townhouse in my own name. Sarah tried to reconcile, but the trust was completely destroyed. Chloe's marriage started under a cloud of embarrassment, and Sarah's family no longer speaks to me, which is the absolute best outcome I could ask for. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for today's story. I will see you guys tomorrow.